Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to take you through my ab routine and the best way to shred down some body fat in order to get those abs ready for summer. So let's get into this. Alright, so for the first exercise of our ab workout, we've been doing hanging leg raises, and you're going to want to aim for about 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps. And this is going to hit our lower abdominals, which is going to be the hardest part of your abs to hit, as it's constantly weighted by your legs. And the main thing you want to focus on this exercise is making sure when you raise your legs up, you roll your hips at the top, as this is where you're going to be able to get the best contraction of your ab to rip down as many muscle fibers as possible, as a lot of hip flexors and legs are used in the first half of the movement. You also want to keep a nice tight upper body in this exercise to make sure you don't gain any momentum with your legs or start swinging, as it is very easy to do. So make sure you keep a nice tight upper body to make sure you get the most out of the exercise. Your breathing is also a massive factor that a lot of people seem to neglect when it comes to doing ab exercises. It's going to allow you to contract your muscle a lot better. On the upwards phase of the motion, when you're lifting your legs up, you want to be breathing out, as this is going to lift the diaphragm up and enable you to contract your abs a lot better. On the downwards phase, you want to be taking a big breath in. As this is quite a challenging exercise, if you can't raise your legs with a slight bend and tuck your knees all the way up, as long as you're rolling your hips at the top, you'll still be working your lower abdominals. This is just an easier version until you gain some lower ab strain, until you can move on doing it with a slight bend in your legs. Alright, so for the next exercise in the routine, we're going to be doing cable rope crunches, and this is going to aim to hit our upper abdominals. You want to aim once again for about 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps. I've seen so many people do this wrong in the gym. Everyone uses their whole body and their legs just to get the weight down, just to contract their abs, which is not the best way to do it. To get the most out of this exercise, you want to make sure your lower half of your body stays still the whole time. As you can see in the video, my legs aren't moving at all. Just your upper body, so your torso should be the only thing moving. You want to stretch up, keeping your hips in the same place to the top of the movement, and then squeeze down it. Imagine squeezing your abs together and contracting them and holding them at the bottom for about a second. You don't want to over exaggerate the curve in your upper back, as you should get to the point where your abs can't squeeze any further and you can't come down any lower. Once again, you want to be breathing out when you contract your abs and breathing in when you come up. For the next exercise, we're going to be hitting our obliques, so the side of our abdominals. So we're going to be doing decline oblique crunches. If you don't have this piece of equipment at your gym, you can use a decline bench, or you can even do it on the floor on a mat, but it will be a little bit easier. You want to aim once again for about 4 sets, but a little bit higher rep range of about 12 to 15 reps on each side. You want to make sure you are twisted right on your side and crunching up right on the side of your abs, or you will be just doing a normal decline crunch. You want to make sure you're getting a full range of motion on this exercise, so when you get to the bottom, you want to lean back and stretch your obliques all the way before you come back up again. Alright, so the next exercise we're going to be doing is a V-sit hold. You want to try and hold this for about 60 seconds and do 1 to 2 sets of this. And it's a really good exercise to teach you to engage your abs properly, and it's going to really help build strength in your abs as well. It's a very, very difficult exercise, so you really should be struggling to get the full 60 seconds out. You want to be leaning back halfway through a V-sit motion right on the small of your back. You don't want to lean too far forwards or too far back, or it will make the exercise very easy. Your abs need to be constantly contracting and act as a counterbalance, so you don't go too far forwards or too far back. Alright, for the final exercise, we're going to be doing an abdominal plank. We want to do about 1 to 2 sets of this and hold for about 60 seconds. A lot of people seem to do this exercise wrong, can end up holding the plank for about 4 or 5 minutes. They let all the load go onto their legs and arms and shoulders, which you don't want. You want to be concentrating on your abs. To make sure you're hitting your abs, you want to make sure you soften your knees and tense your glutes, and then pull your abdominals in, contracting them, and almost feel like you're pulling your abdominals towards the ceiling. This should take the load off your arms, shoulders and legs and place it all on your abs. If you still find this too easy, then start to move your arms a little bit more forwards to make it more difficult. Alright guys, so that's the end of the ab workout. I tend to do that 1 time a week throughout the winter and 2 times a week throughout the summer. It's going to help build thickness to your abs. When you start to shred down the body fat, they're going to show a lot quicker and they're going to be a lot detailed and all round just looking a lot better. It's also going to help build strength to your core for the big compound moves like your bench press, your squat and your deadlift. So it's going to help bring the weight up in those as your core's going to be able to support your body throughout the lift. But the one thing that this ab workout won't do, and it's no different to any other ab workout, is that it's not going to directly burn body fat on your stomach. Your body's unable to choose where it burns body fat, so I wouldn't be able to go do an arm workout and burn body fat on my arm. It's just not the way the body works, unfortunately. It burns body fat generally overall over your whole body, and the best way to do this is by getting in a calorie deficit. You want to go in a calorie deficit for about 100 to 300 calories by burning about 300 more calories than you're actually consuming. And this is going to start bringing down the body fat generally over your whole body. People tend to hold more body fat in certain areas, like I tend to hold more of mine in my legs and my lower abs. Other people might hold it in their lower back. But bring down this body fat generally overall as a whole is going to start reducing these areas and start getting your abs showing ready for the summer. You want to start doing this now, as it's want to be a gradual process. You don't want to be rushing into it and going too much of a deficit, as you'll end up start losing muscle and other things like that, which you don't want. If you'd rather to eat a little bit more food, then in your workouts include a lot of compound lifts because it's going to burn more calories. Also add in supersets and also a bit of cardio, and this will allow you to eat a little bit more food while still being in a deficit to start shredding down some body fat. Alright guys, so that's the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope I answered a lot of unanswered questions about belly fat and how to get rid of it to get those abs showing for summer, as it is a lot harder than people think. It takes a lot of hard work and dieting, but it is worth it to get your abs showing at the end of the summer. If you have any unanswered questions, please comment down below or feel free to email me and I'll do my best to answer them. I'm sorry that I haven't been uploading this consistently at the minute. It's because I'm doing my A-level exams, so it's quite tough to balance both YouTube and that as well. So as soon as it gets into the sort of summertime, I'll be uploading a lot more consistently. So please feel free to comment what ideas you'd like me to do and what other video ideas you'd like me to bring out, and I'll do my best to do so. So I'll see you in the next one.